What up, you lab rats? This is episode number 61. And today we're talking about 5 tips to increase your wealth. Stay tuned. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Lab Rat Dailies, the in-between show of the main show. On Wednesdays with Kevin and I talking about building a business on the Get in the Lab podcast. If the Get in the Lab podcast had a baby, it would be the Lab Rat Dailies, which is what this is. Every day has a theme. And I'm actually streaming to Meerkat right now. So today is Tuesday, which is Tuesday Tips. I give you tips on stuff, okay? And like I said earlier, we're going to give you 5 tips. 5 to increase your wealth. All right, let's get in the show. So the Lab Rat Dailies are now going to be condensed into 15-minute segments because that's where I keep you guys. I want to remind you that if you produce any kind of content, that you look at your analytics and see where people are dropping off or staying on or whatever, if you can keep them longer, or, you know, just to always kind of check up yourself, check up your metrics and see if your content is being effective or not. And at about 15 minutes, that's where I'm most effective. So let's get into it. All right, 5 tips to increase your wealth. Number 1, let's go ahead and define wealth for this show and for me. Wealth to me means not just a money thing. Okay, so we're not really going to focus on money stuff because obviously there are a lot of things out there that can make you wealthy money wise. But let's talk about wealth outside of money, because I don't think money is a strong enough motivator for me. Okay, for me. So money, of course, does matter. It changes the game. So I'm not dissing that, or I'm not ignoring it. And I'm not speaking of a place of ignorance, like money doesn't matter. But for this show, I want to focus on stuff besides money. Okay, so for me, and how I define wealth is, you know, am I physically, mentally, spiritually attuned to the life that I really want to live? And am I being present with the people in my life who are important to me? And that is always a struggle. And this phone just keeps slipping. We'll put a banana to keep it. Okay, so if you're listening on SoundCloud or on iTunes, I'd really prefer it if you come on over to YouTube to watch the show. I think it's much better. So, okay, first tip. Let's get into it. I've been wasting time. Sorry. Having a wealthy mind, okay, is step 1, I believe, to being wealthy. So wealthy, any word can be redefined by you and how you want to empower that word and what it means for you. For me, to be wealthy is to be doing what you love and to feel stable, not just within the money realm, but within your emotional realm, within your working realm. You know, is the work that I'm doing purposeful and meaning something? Does it give me purpose? Does it excite me every day? And it does. So for me, I would say I'm wealthy in this portion of my life. There are other portions in my life where I would say that I'm working towards being wealthy, right? So step 1, or tip number 1, okay, these are not steps, these are my tips. Tip Tuesday is to have a wealthy mind, okay? To kind of act like it. People who are poor, and I'm talking money-wise now, they usually have poor mindsets. And so I would say, and that's a very general statement, okay? So I'm not ragging on you if you, quote unquote, believe you are poor. Okay. To be poor and to stay poor, you will most likely find an attitude that is poor, that believes that the rich people are evil. And we can get into a whole bunch with that topic, but being wealthy, I'm not going to go down that road. Being wealthy means that you are actually putting yourself in the mindset of a wealthy person, okay? Having a wealthy mindset, thinking in terms of abundance, and there is enough for everybody, and there's enough for me too, and there's enough for you too, okay? And that is the difference between a poor mindset where it's like, this is mine, you stay over there, this is mine, don't touch this, and not sharing and not contributing back into the environment or the industry that they're in. That's a very poor mindset. And I've already been down that road many times, because for some reason it becomes a kind of bad habit to hoard and to keep secrets and to hide away and to, kind of like hoard your money. And all that does is it doesn't lead to growth. It doesn't lead to wealth, and it actually makes people talk shit behind your back. So I've already been down that path a long time ago, and I learned my lesson. And so I want to share that with you guys, which is, to be wealthy, it starts with a wealthy mind. Okay. And you can really dive in deep with that. But let's move on to the next tip. Okay. So the next thing that I would invest in, besides, the literal meaning of investing your money, is investing in relationships and investing in people. When you can invest in relationships, like, you really foster and nurture the relationships that mean something, and even if they don't, you don't even know that relationship could lead to something, which I think is a kind of sleazy way of networking. But the fact that you genuinely invest in people and in relationships, and you share with thought, and you engage in positivity, and you give and take together, and you grow together, you have no idea the possibility and the opportunity and the actual financial wealth that can come from that. I'm always genuinely surprised when I give something of myself first, whether that be some kind of service or just some inspirational words or coaching or mentorship for free, just because I see that person is somebody who is trying, is genuine, is giving their all, and they have a good message to spread. And when I give myself to help that person's message live and foster and grow, that comes back. It always comes back amazingly positive. Opportunities spring up, and it's always good. So invest in relationships. Genuine ones, not sleazy ones, or like, I should make friends with him because he's gonna open doors for me. And sometimes, yeah, that's an obvious thing, but like, it shouldn't always be the kind of thing that motivates you to make friends. That's kind of sleazy way of doing it. Okay, so number 3. This one's kind of off the wall, but to increase your wealth, meaning, you want to experience it more. Strengthen your body in the natural human movement of things. So like, the number one tip I can give you guys, because we're all getting older, and this is something that comes to my mind quite often, because I've already had a nice, long, hard chat with being an invalid for about 3 years and feeling like I couldn't do anything. And when I learned how to squat properly, like straight up squat, monkey style, Asian style, okay, that really changed my mechanics and my understanding of my own body. Because as I get older, those things, if I don't take care of it, will start to fail me, and I won't be able to enjoy my life the way that I want to well into my older years. So I really want to make you guys be cognizant of the fact that you are getting older, and your body is a part of that, and you've got to take care of your body. So invest in your body. Learn how to squat. People who know how to squat, okay, because they have that, flexibility in their hip, they're more likely not going to suffer these like really tragic falls that even my grandmother has went through. When you get older, falls and slips and stuff like that are the number one thing that cause a lot of injury and premature death when you get older. And so take care of your body, invest in your body, and learn how to squat. Start there. All right. So number 4, start saving. Automatically you become more wealthy money wise when you stop spending on dumbass shit. Like when you go to Target, or for me, it's like Daiso. Daiso is like a $1.50 store, like of all wonderfully made Japanese products. And I'm a Japanophile, so I love that. And I always end up spending like $50 when I go to Daiso. So stop spending on dumbass shit when you go to Target or wherever you go, wherever your guilty pleasure is. You end up going there and you spend more than you like wanted to or expected to. And and save that and put that towards something that can actually make you smarter, or make your life better, make your life easier, or help you maybe run a team so you don't have to do all the tasks yourself. Okay, so stop spending on dumbass shit. I have to tell myself that. I'm telling myself that right now. Okay, I'm not talking to you specifically. I'm telling myself that. Stop spending on dumbass shit, and invest or save that money to something that'll actually be usable for you. Okay, last tip. Okay, last tip. We're at 10 minutes. All right. Cut out shit that brings you down. So people, okay, this one's kind of hard. People, relationships, ideas, Netflix. What are all the things that are distracting you from actually executing on your dream? Okay, and part of that dream, I bet, in everybody's dream is to be wealthy, right? And whatever kind of definition that you attach to the word wealthy, I bet you that is part of almost everybody's dream. Nobody wants to be, living on the street or whatever, and have a nice family or somebody to come home to, or have somebody that loves them, or community. And that is all included in the definition of wealth for me. So cut out the things that distract you, that leave you unfocused, and just cut it out. And it's going to be harder than I'm saying, of course. But man, when I cut out Netflix for a while, that was amazing. Now I have a better control about how much I binge on Netflix, or how much I binge on video games, because I'm a big gamer. But once I learned how to cut all that stuff out and then reintroduce it back in as a kind of every once in a while kind of thing, it's kind of like losing weight, once you cut out like bread and sweets, boom, things change crazy, like really, really fast. And when you get down to a healthy level, to a healthy weight, to a healthy level, then you can slowly kind of reintroduce those things on like free days and stuff like that. But when you're needing to make like change right now, you just got to cut that shit out. Cut it out. All right. So that's it, guys. Those are my 5 tips for increasing your wealth. And please, go ahead right now and leave in the comments how you define wealth. You can be as long and winded as you like. For me, it's a very long-winded answer, but it's nothing that I want to bore you with on the show. I just want to give you the tips. And so anyway, that was today's show. Hope you enjoyed that. I want to remind you guys that our charity, our fundraising thingy for charity water to raise water for clean wells in Africa is still going on. You can find that link in the description below, because I want to remind you that it is so easy for us to go walk a couple steps that you've probably been lazy about just to fill up your water bottle and drink it without any fear of dying from like cholera. And that's an incredible privilege that we have that some people don't have. And the fact that we have a community here on the Lab Rat Fam Bam, we can help change that. We've already raised 200 some bucks to change 8 people's lives. 8. That's amazing. That's like 2 families, okay? Or maybe that's 1. But to me, that's like 2 families already that we've changed the lives of, that they will get clean water. And so that is amazing. And you guys are amazing for donating. So thank you very much if you already have. And if you haven't, just think of it as an early wedding gift for Kevin and I, okay? So good, thanks. Thank you for hanging out with me today on the Lab Rat Dailies. We'll see you tomorrow. We have a pretty fun show on the Get in the Lab podcast with me and Kevin. We're standing now on the podcast, and we have a good time. So thanks for hanging out. And once again, my name is Megan, reminding you to get in the lab. And we'll see you next time on the Lab Rat Dailies. Peace out. Bye. That was it. Hey, thanks for hanging out on Meerkat, and you'll find the final edited version of this on Tuesday on the YouTube channel. All right, see ya.